Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. So today we are going to talk about payment methods. What are the different methods of payment that a business could use, and what are some of their advantages, some disadvantages as well. And we're just going to not talk about this as payment methods. These can also be seen as motivators, financial motivators, of how a business can motivate their employees financially. So these are the financial motivators, the payment methods. Basically, the first method of payment is, of course, a salary. These are usually fixed each year, usually paid on a monthly basis. So there's like, you say, a fixed salary each year. Each year, a salary might increase. Okay, you'll get so and so monthly salary for 1 year, and after that, they might bear increase or decrease and stuff like that. It determines the status of the job in the organization. Higher the salary, the greater the status of the job, and it is the most common form of payment for professional, supervisory, and management staff. So all these staffs have salary as their basic form of payment. It has some advantages and disadvantages. It gives security of income. You know that okay, no matter how much you work, even if you work less or sometimes as well, that is also included. Okay, so you have a security of income, that your income is not reliant much on your work or the environment or business dynamism, maybe perhaps. So unlike some other systems where you have to work harder to get a bonus, over here you know that as long as your contract of employment is there, you work regular, you work just normal stuff, there's a security of income, your income is secured. It also gives status compared to time rate or piece rates payment systems where you have to work harder or stuff like that. It aids in costing, that because the salaries will not vary for 1 year. So when you are managing your cost, you are planning up your cash flow forecast, your break even analysis, you are planning up okay how much cost will be used for salaries. You can easily calculate that cost in salaries because you know that they are fixed, so you can easily calculate that. It is also suitable for jobs where output is not measurable. So where you can just say if it's a service job, maybe a hotel job or any other job where jobs where basically you can't measure how much work someone has done, so it's more suitable over such jobs. It is also suitable for management positions where staff are expected to put in extra time to complete a task or assignment. So basically where you have management positions, you are expected to work harder, you are expected to put some extra time into the work and assignment, and you won't be paid extra money for the extra time, but perhaps, so that's why you just can't do more work or less work, but you just because you are expected to work harder, you might be asked to do that, and it's not easy to just say no, I don't want to work or stuff like that. So you have to just comply with what you're giving. So in management positions, you just have to, basically you are expected to work harder, and you won't be given salary for that. So you can just, as a employer, it's an advantage for you that you don't have to don't have to pay them more for the extra work that you are going to ask for them. But for employee, it might be disadvantage. And what are disadvantages? Well, income is not related to effort values or productivity, since it is already fixed. So it doesn't matter if you work harder or were demotivated and weren't much productive in your work. It doesn't matter, your income will be same. So that's a disadvantage. You won't be motivated enough. It may lead to complacency of the salary earner. So it might just be okay, you just work what is expected of, what is the minimum expectation, you just reach your minimum expectation and that's it. You don't work anymore, you don't work much higher than that. This regular appraisal may be needed to assess whether an individual should move up a salary band, although this could be an advantage if this becomes a positive form of work appraisal. So you can have regular appraisal, you be needed. You have to like constantly check if they are good, if they are working good or not, so that you can increase your salary or decrease the salary. So for employer, you just have to appraise your employees a lot. So that's a little timely thing, but it can be an advantage if you know that okay, your appraisal will be good, will be beneficial for the employee. It might promote them or like de-promote them maybe, perhaps. So that could be an advantage as well. But basically these are the advantages, disadvantages. I just say like rote learn them, that's enough for the syllabus, because salary is not one of the most discussed topics, and we just need a basic understanding of what salary is. Now these are time-based pay, bonus, and commission. Time-based pay is basically payments based on an hourly rate of pay. Let's say you'll be paid $15 per hour, $20 per hour, stuff like that. So the number of hours that employees work each week or month. So your pay per hour could vary each week. Let's say this week it's $15 per hour. Next week it's $17 per hour. It depends on how much work you will be given and stuff like that. So it is simple to understand and provide some level of security to workers. Like that one salary, it's similar to that because you are given some security of income. You'll know, okay, I'll earn this much per hour, so you can decide if you want to work more or not. You can just figure out your salary that way. However, employees are not prepared to carry out any duties outside the hours for which they are paid. So if you are paid, like if you are paid, if they want to work, let's say 6 hours a day, they'll only work that particular time. After that they won't work for you because they know that they won't be given any money for that. So that's a disadvantage that there's bonus is basically a payment made in addition to the contracted salary could be time based pay, piece rate system, any other performance system, any other payment system basically. But it's like an addition payment, a reward you can say. It is introduced to reward individuals for doing well. When is it paid? Well, it is paid when a certain level of profits is achieved by the business, like an increase in output, productivity, or net additional customers acquired. So it is a yearly thing. Like it happens, it doesn't not happen frequently, but when a business has achieved a high level of profits, when they have improved, when they have grown, when they have achieved some growth, then they just provide bonus to their employees for working hard, for putting in that effort to reach that target. Next we have commission. Commission is a difficult, not too common nowadays, because it's a payment made to salesperson for each sale made. So just like selling life insurances maybe and stuff like that. So you are paid for the each sale made. Let's say you sell five life insurances, so you'll be paid for each insurance that you sell, not just the cost of the whole insurance. Of course, you'll be paid a proportion of the sales gained. So let's just say the insurance cost $50, let's just say, to the customer, of course. Then your proportion is 20%, so you'll get $10 for that. $10 for the sale that you made. That's what you will earn from that. So basically you will get a proportion of the sales gained. Teamwork is not encouraged, so employees have to rely on personal effort. There's more competition between other employees, so you have to just sell more than them or gain each other's customer. Maybe there can be cannibalism, you can say. So teamwork is not encouraged, and that's not too good if your social needs are not being met. It is also less common nowadays since its disadvantages overweigh the advantages. Employees might not be able to gain any income at all if not able to make any sale, or may force customers to make their sale and hence have a bad reputation for the business. So if you don't make any sale, then there's a chance that you won't get anything income at all. But some countries, governments do have forced the businesses that you have to set a minimum salary and commission should be some extra, that okay, you will get at least $10 per month, but and the rest of the salary you will increase based on how much sales you make. So that sort of payment method is also available. And but if you make just rush to make the sales, you just force the customers that please buy this, then that puts a bad reputation for the business. And there are other disadvantages as well, but these are the basic disadvantages due to which commission is not too suitable method nowadays. Then we have piece rate system. So this was introduced by Taylor, F.W. Taylor, whose motivation theory was that employees are just like machines, you can say. He was treating humans as machines. You just give them money, they'll work harder. That was his motivation theory, which is highly incorrect, but sometimes in some situations it is appropriate as well. By definition, it is the payment made to each worker for each unit produced. That's basically PS it. Let's suppose you will get $1 per unit, so you produce 100 units, you will get $100. That's what this basic payment method is. It is the rate of producing each. In this particular method, the rate of producing each unit is fixed, and final payment is therefore dependent upon the quantity of output produced. So the greater the quantity that you produce, the higher the salary you will have. the higher will be your income. There's a pre-decided rate of each unit, which is multiplied by the actual number of units produced. So as I said, $1, let's say, was your pre-decided rate, and the number of sales units that you produced were 100, so you'll get $100 overall. What are the advantages and disadvantages? As you can see, they are just the huge difference between the number of advantages and disadvantages is eminent that it's not too much good of a system nowadays, because Taylor's theory is not correct. It encourages greater effort and faster working. Of course, that if you know that you'll get more money if you work harder, if you produce more, you'll get more money, then you will work harder according to Taylor's theory, of course. The labor cost for each unit is determined in advance, and this helps to set a price for the product. So you already know that how much, you know that what is the pre-decided rate of each unit. So you know that okay, the production of this unit will be $1. $1 is the production cost. So you can just say it is easy to like set up prices in these particular cases. So as we said that $1 is the production, it's the price, the salary that the employees will have. So you can just know that $1 will be your opportunity, $1 will be your variable cost, you can say fixed cost. Basically the cost is fixed, it's already determined in advance, so you can set up your prices, or you can say okay, I'll sell this product for $2, $1 will be will go to the worker, and you can say $0.2 or $0.3 for some other work, for some contribution towards the fixed cost maybe. So you will understand this point more when we do that finance chapter. But basically the idea is that since the rate of each unit, production of each unit is fixed, you can easily set up price for each unit as well. You know how much will be the cost, so you know that you can understand okay, if I want to make a profit of $1, then I can just increase the price of by $1 as well. That's basically how just easily you can decide it. What are the disadvantages? Well, the method requires precise, measurable, standardized outputs to be set by employers. If each product is different, then piecework is inappropriate. The products that are being made, they should be standardized, like soaps you can say, or stuff like shoes, or maybe stuff like that. So it may lead to reductions in quality and safety levels. As workers focus on producing a high quantity level, workers will focus on quantity over quality, so quality will be sacrificed. Customers won't be happy. Workers may only want to achieve a target pay and thus not produce beyond a certain level. So if they already decided that okay, I'll produce only 50 units per month because that will give me enough salary for my satisfaction, so I won't produce more. So they will be demotivated by that, like they'll only work up to a certain level, not beyond that. It provides a little security over pay level, as employers may lose control of output and wages bill as workers overproduce. So if you can't control how much number of units an employee can produce, there's no limit particularly at how much an employee can produce. They can just produce how much they want, they'll get the money for that. So that could be a little outrageous at times if workers overproduce and you can't control that production. You can't do, if you produce that much, if they produce a lot of, let's say, units, but there's not much demand of that unit. You have already produced that, you are supplying that much units, but there's no demand of that much units, so that unit will go to waste, that production will go to waste, and it could be it could be costly for the business, a lot cost a lot maybe. There's increased labor turnover and absenteeism because some workers find piecework demotivating. As we said that they were not motivated by money factor, they want some other needs to be fulfilled, as identified by Maslow, that there are higher needs that need to be fulfilled, or by Herzberg that there are hygiene factors that need to be taken care of. So those factors are not being achieved, they're not getting their social needs fulfilled, they're not getting their esteem needs or self-actualization needs being fulfilled. They're just being treated as machines, as robots. Just pay more, get more, do more work, you'll get more money. So that's not something that most employees are happy with, and they find it demotivating. So there's increased labor turnover and absenteeism. So that's all for today. We discussed 5 particular payment methods, and in the next video we will talk about profit sharing and performance related pay. 2 more left. So thanks for watching, and Allah Hafiz.